YouTube, what is up? We have patch notes today. It's about agents. Let's find out if your agent has been nerfed or if it's been buffed. This drops next week. They quickly go on here to say that they're reducing everything. The HP, the amount of time of the utility in the world, the frequency of the large area of effect ults, and they're basically saying that they understand that the Breach, Brim, Killjoy, etc., the ults can kind of win you rounds on its own, right? You look at EG on Fracture, they're probably the best at having the best ults in the game, first of all in terms of their comp, and they're really good at just making sure that they use one or combo them just to win big rounds. So they understand how important, how good those ults are. They want to address that. Address that by making them harder to get instead of actually changing the ults themselves. So Breach is fast. Aftershock in terms of the damage. So back to the old Breach, right? Used to have 2 shocks instead of 3. So the Breach Aftershock would do bomb, bomb, and then that's it, 80 damage. So from 3 to 2 in terms of the hits. So time-wise, you could combo this pretty well with some util, to be honest. This is a good buff for Breach. This is actually a big buff for Breach. And then in terms of the nerf, we start to see this happening already in terms of 9 orbs to do your ult. That's a lot, but let's see what the others are like. Brimstone, 7 to 8, in line with that as well. I think these are good. I like these changes. I think these are nice. I think it allows for less snowball play. And again, they understand that the ults are big, the ults are great, but they don't want to change that. They just want to make sure that it happens less often. Prowler, so no change to the Fade ult, but this time Prowler. Time to re-equip gun takes slightly longer after using the ability. I think that's, we'll have to see what that's like. Fade hasn't been used too much these days, so at least it's just a small buff. We'll see what it looks like side-by-side comparison once the game comes out, the patch comes out. Gecko gets a bit of a buff in terms of the area of effect of the damage does 10 per second, so I think it lasts for 3 seconds before it explodes. Feels like it's free, there's a chance it's more, but so it does 30 or 40, could be comboed with something. I think that's a nice little change, extra bit of chip damage, why not? Wingman, HP reduced from 100 to 80. That's not too much, don't really need to talk about that, but that's good. I hate not that I hate Wingman, but I hate the fact that all of the dogs and the prowlers and stuff are a little bit tanky, so for them to kind of lose HP, I think is good. Frash's explosion had a little makeover to make it easier to see and understand the area it has affected. Okay, that's cool. We'll see what that looks like in-game. Not too bad change for Gecko. Maybe a little bit of a buff if we're looking at it, really. Killjoy, in line with the Brimstone and the Breach changes over towards 9. Killjoy is slowly getting nerf after nerf, which is good. Maybe we see some more Cypher after this. 9? Yeah, 9's a lot. Maybe with this addition, this could change up some of Ascent. Does this make Chamber a little bit more viable? Cypher maybe. Teams might consider it. That's quite a lot to get this. So that's kind of cool. Still is a ridiculously good agent though, by the way. Just straight up. Just 2 bits of info is just so strong. Omen Paranoia, no movement velocity imparted when casting. Okay, so when you used to run forward with your Omen flash and it used to go faster, or you run backwards and it will go slower, that doesn't happen anymore. It just looks like it's the same space, right? That's how I'm looking at it. I think that's right. So that's sure, back to old Omen as well. So Breach goes back to old Breach, Omen goes back to old Omen. Same speed for that. Then we go over towards Sky. Damn, this is some changes. We have the flash is now 2 seconds instead of 2.5. So if you want to flash an area, you have to be a little bit closer. Honestly, this could be a little bit of a big nerf. We'll have to try that one out. I guess it still has the bar of when it's an effective flash. That's actually quite big in my books. The dog is in line with Wingman, 80 HP. I like that as well. Seekers. This is a strong ult, especially situationally. It is a very strong ult. I think this is good to have it up to 8 as well. Damn. Seekers, HP. And again, the cabbages were pretty tanky. So I think this is good. Bit of a strong nerf. This is the strongest nerf so far. I kind of like it, though. It still makes her viable. Definitely want to see what this is like. We don't change the overall kit in terms of the flash getting information, so it's still really strong. It's just that you have to be a little bit closer. Maybe you can't fake where you are as much as well. So I think this is a good change. Sova. Oh man, I would have loved this like week 1. I think this is a great change. Total number of scans from the recon, so it hits the wall 1, 2, 3. The 3 is no longer in terms of its scanning. It is now just 2. Again, yeah, I've been waiting and saying that they should have done this for a long time, so I'm super happy with this. Silver is really, really strong, so anything to kind of nerf it down is great. Shouldn't change too much in pro play, but I say that I actually see the dart ping a lot, so I think this is good. You have to time some of your darts a little bit better. Okay, yeah, I like that as well. A little Sova enough. Viper ult, another super strong ult over towards 9, joining Killjoy and Breach in the 9 club. So, yeah, I mean, I think this is fine as well. Viper is one of those agents that, as well as becoming Killjoy, right? Just more and more nerfs coming in until it stops becoming meta, but it's just such a strong agent. I just don't think it's going to happen. It's in its own little bubble in terms of what it can do, and with another controller it's unbelievable. So I think this is good. I don't think it's going to change too much in terms of her pick rate, but again, I think the less ults the better really. So I do like this change. Astra, startup time, so it takes a little bit longer to start the suck up, but then when the suck goes, it's for 2 seconds. So that's interesting. So 1.7. Okay, so yeah, a little bit of a nerf. But if you're stuck in it, you're pretty much not going to get out of it, but you have more time to get out of it at the beginning. I would have to see this on the server. This feels like a big nerf. But again, 2 seconds to get the vulnerability out. Maybe it's a little bit better for combos. Not as good for like doing the damage in terms of the breach damage and comboing that, but in terms of like doing a combo off the vulnerability, it could be okay. Feels like a big nerf though. Nova Pulse, startup time from 1, so you can stun a little bit faster. Like the warning of before you get stunned is a little bit less. That might be pretty decent. So yeah, from a nerf into a buff, and then audio now is blocked completely instead of muffled. Oh, that's huge. So you can't even hear a tap of the spike. You can't hear footsteps. That's a big buff. Okay. Interesting changes for Astra. Kind of like it. I think maybe we see a little bit more Astra. Again, I want to see what the gravity well is like in server, but this is really cool. This now on retakes. Thank God we got rid of Pearl, because this on retakes is really strong. Okay, I like it. I like the changes. I think they're good. Whoa. Oh my God. Whoa, all of them. Okay. Okay, Jett. Oh, Jett mains. Tailwind. So this is your dash. Dash window decreased from 12. So you start it at the beginning. It used to be 12 and now it's 7.5. Wow, that's... Whoa, and you have to... And it takes a second now to activate it, so you can't really do it reactively. We're starting to see more of an increase of raises, and I feel like this is going to increase it a lot. Damn, so basically you can't be as reactive. You kind of have to prop it early just for more set plays, I guess is how they're thinking of it. Yeah, it gets slightly wrecked on defense there. Even on attack, if you do like an initial stop and you want to cancel, this means that a rehit can't really come in with 7.5 seconds. Most of the util is going to outlast that. That's pretty cool. Okay, I mean, yeah, this is a big Jett nerf. Really big Jett nerf, just on its own, when we don't even factor in the other stuff that I'm about to read. Cloud Burst. Duration decreased. Whoa. So the smoke goes... Really? The smoke nearly gets halved. 4.5 to 2.5. So you can no longer smoke, diffuse half, smoke, diffuse the rest. You're always going to be out in the open. So yeah, you just have enough time to like smoke into a site, dash into it, and then the smoke's going pretty soon after that. 2.5, that's not long, really. Okay, yeah, that's another big nerf. Updraft, you always had 2, but now you have 1. I'm trying to even think what that would change in terms of some of the setups. I mean, getting back to angles to op. Damn. Yeah, they're making sure that you have to be very efficient with the little util that you have in terms of your timings. Trying to make sure that it's more like coordinated and not as good just on its own. And then on top of this, they put the ult to 8. Wow. And that's it. They leave us with that bombshell. Okay, well, Jett got absolutely wrecked. Holy hell, yeah. I mean, Raze takes the throne now with this. It's a shame. I used to like watching a lot of Jetts. I tell you what, I wonder if this means that we get a lot more chamber now, because this chamber then becomes by far the best on defense in terms of being able to have a spot and TP away, because this is kind of strong. And then you're going to start seeing maybe like Raze fade a bit more potentially on attack for the combos. Yeah, it might start happening like that. Maybe more Razes, maybe not more chambers. This is interesting. Okay, let me know in the comments what happened to your agent. Are you happy with it? I imagine Jett mains are absolutely furious. This is brutal, but at the same time, we'll have to see what it's like. It's one of those agents that in the right hands can still be devastating, but my god, this is one of the biggest nerfs. All four. Yeah, let me know as well in terms of like, are you lot all on the same page that I am in terms of alts costing more? Because I think this is a good change. I like this. I think the less alts instead of the big impact alts, the kind of better, more gameplay orientated in terms of like little rounds that don't involve the alts like swinging and swaying rounds. I think that's better to just have like more actual set gameplay without the OP alts changing them. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you're thinking. Big patch, big patch. All right, I'll see some of you tonight as well for the stream. Games are back today. Let's hope for some good ones. Thank you for all of the nice comments. Thank you for subscribing, liking, etc. Peace.